Yeah, just run around videoing my yard work. Just got through placing that stone around the flagpole and the light pole. Makes it a lot easier to trim around the block when you trim after mowing. Probably more. I wish something could be done with this driveway. Can't stand this cracked driveway. But it'll look a lot nicer. And it protects Sandy's plants also as well. They'll probably mow today. But all the flower beds are weeded pretty nicely. Our vine is going nice along the front fence by the porch. The hostas. I just weed and throw it out in the grass, and it can be mulched with the lawnmower when they mow. Just got through tree limb fell on the fence right there. And put the fence back up. I mean, it didn't fall all the way down, but it had to be nailed back up. Yeah. There was some poison ivy over there going up the evergreen tree. It grew quite a bit, but I took it down. You keep up with the weeds, they don't really get that bad. If you don't keep up with them, they do. Guess this vine is some kind of I think it's called autumn clematis. Was on the front fence. Then she's got that's a clematis vine of sort on that trellis right there. Our yucca plant, I keep it trimmed up around it, underneath and everything, try to keep it looking nice. More of her roses and everything. I have to keep the ivy, I keep the ivy cut down about halfway up. Because I don't like the ivy getting up under the white sashing of the house. A hollyhock plant come from her cousin up in Rochester, New York. It looks pretty nice. I put that rock there to protect it. Other weed, like I said, I keep it all weeded out. And I put that gate right there where our firewood is kept, where in the fall where the leaves won't go in there. And it's just a lot harder to weed. I mean, it's harder to get the leaves out of there when they go in there. We planted these hollyhocks here beside the shed this year. They look good. This Sandy's vine going up there over that roof. More of her handiwork. Our fire pit, I just got through, that used to be brick, and I just got through rebuilding it. We built it with that metal ring and everything, makes it a lot nicer. And then, like I said, right here on there, here beside the shed, I had an overhang where I keep stuff in so it doesn't fill up the shed. Then build another one of them things there. I built that one first. That was a real pain to clean the leaves out of. I can't stand it. She got the hosta plants right there by the deck in that little flower pot. When we first moved here in 2000, none of these plants was here. It was all just like bare. My wife loves plants, and she has these certain bushes here because of the birds. I found that birdhouse at a Goodwill and I put it on that post. Don't use it much, but like that hammock or other flower beds, a lot of weeding, and I love this time of year with the hostas and everything coming up. More of her plants. There's a couple hosta plants right in there. These aren't really coming up this year that good. I can't think of what you call them. And right there, she's got her raspberries. None have really appeared this year either. I think it has been too cold for everything to really grow. I mean, it's got the blooms on it. You can see where there'd be raspberries, but there could be more weeding right there, but that there I can do with a weed eater. Everything else has to be hand done. I think she said those are lilies. Oh, another tree limb. A little bitty tree limb here to have to take care of. More of the plants, and there's a final resting place of my Cato. Looks like a few weeds need to come out of there. I have no idea what you call them. Yeah, we had a tree limb fall again, so as I mentioned when I was in the front yard, the tree limb fell, went up against the fence and pushed it away from the fence post a little bit. So I wanted to get the fence up, so I cut it off the fence and was able to fix the fence. And I didn't expect to have this come down so easily, so after Sandy, I was showing Sandy, and I just grabbed a hold of the end and just kind of walked it down and it fell. So I'll just cut that up today. But like I said, I wanted to get the fence back. I didn't want it to hurt the fence of this tree here. It broke some of the limbs here off this tree. And I had to take part of it off. There may be more, but when the tree trimmer comes, I'll see what he thinks if I have to do anything else by taking any other off. You can see where I take it off. The problem with a tree limb is the other side. The problem with a tree limb is when you look, if you look right up in here, you can tell where the bark is missing. the squirrels chew the bark off the tree limbs, and which make them die. There's another place right there. They chew the bark off the tree limbs, and the tree limbs die and have to be taken down or they fall. Last fall we just had a bunch of dead ones taken out right there and on the other side. I think Sandy said that's a dogwood tree she had planted in memories of her brother. That red bench out there, a couple years ago, I rebuilt it. The wood was rotting and everything, so I took all the wood off, got some new screws, and rebuilt that. That pear tree, well, last fall you have to keep them topped. Last fall we had it topped also. Sandy had it planted. It's grown pretty nicely. She had somebody plant it back, I don't remember what year. Finally upgraded the AC. More of her plants. And last fall we also replaced, actually a little almost winter, we had those windows there replaced. And originally, when we moved here in 2000, the deck just consisted of right there from the deck on over, the benches and everything. So I had actually built this part on. So this here was all built on, which is what I did. That's a landscape work. I keep up with all the weeding and everything so she don't have to.